Hi, and welcome to my Canvas course for a class called Multicultural Literature. It is right here. I built this for students of multicultural literature at East Hall High School in Gainesville, Georgia. They are mostly 11th and 12th graders. And here you have the course shell that the school gives to all the teachers so that it's very uniform. We all have daily agendas, teacher contact, course procedures, course modules, and course resources. I created a homepage here for students so they could start there, or they could go over here to the left menu and find what they need. But I wanted to do a homepage, especially for the beginning of the school year, where I could welcome them to the class, embed a video going over all of the parts of the course and where they could find everything. And then down here, I have some links. I keep my instructional and tutorial videos that I make for lessons here. I keep the rubrics that I create for each lesson. And here's just another way to get to the modules. I do set my course up in modules. I find that's the easiest way to keep track of everything for me and for the students. I like to keep dates on everything. So even when they don't click to see inside the page, they can still see a due date before they get there. I use lots of different ways for students to interact with each other. This is a blended course, so most of the time the students are in the room with me. But because of COVID-19 and because of what we ran into last spring, it's just in case you need to be quarantined or stay home, or we need to all go home for a week or two. Everything is still here and still available, everything they need. I do only open what they need at any given time so that they don't get too overwhelmed, because as you can see, this is a pretty big module that encompasses all of our African literature objectives and materials. One of the strategies I use to get students involved and talking to each other, even when they have masks on, is Flipgrid, which I have actually embedded into one of the pages for the assignment here. You'll see the directions, a rubric. There's a video on the previous page that they're responding to. So it's easy for them to click there and then to see their prompt. And they, of course, can go through other responses as well before they create their own. Mine is right here. I always like to give them a pretty good example of what they should be doing when they come to the Flipgrid. I also like to use graded discussions to get students to express themselves, answer questions, ask each other questions. For this particular African literature module, I have objectives for the students, an introduction, which just gives them some background information on authors and the part of the world we'll be talking about. And we start out with some background information, a little bit of history, and a couple of videos so they can get an idea of what these people are like, what they wrote about, their experiences. And then I always am sure to provide them with the reading material that they're expected to read. This page includes a Google Doc tutorial about how to make a copy of your own Google Doc assignment, how to label it, how to go through and fill it out. And that is right here. And of course, there's always a rubric. And the chapter that they are to read is provided for them. I am also the yearbook advisor. So I've created a Canvas course for them. It's a little bit different because we don't work the same way as a regular class. Different groups of students always have different things they're doing on particular days. What I do work in for everyone are things like sign up sheets with Google Forms. I always have video links for tutorials for things that they need to do, more forms. We've recently decided on a cover style. So I had students examine them. We narrowed them down to two. And so I share the two that we narrowed them down to so everyone can access it. And then once they decide and they want to vote, they click vote here and they are able to click the link, see the form, and be reminded of which ones they're choosing between. And if they need to go back and see a larger picture of each one of those, they can click back to the presentation. I've also provided the staff with a welcome video, just like the other class, so they can see how the course is all set up. Mostly what these students refer to on a daily basis is the course resources. And that page is set up so that they can access the website where they design the yearbook, materials that they can use to make decisions, sales materials and posters, content creator for ideas, our book ladder, and then over here we have the sales flyers for our senior tribute ad and business ad flyers. So they can always go back to modules from here and see what they need to do or start all over again on the homepage.